My buzzer was all jammed up with hair. Like a lot of hair. Try a different outlet just to make sure it's not a electrical outlet issue. No? I only have half my face shaved. Awkward. It's not ruined! How can you blow out a motor? You realize that motors are made of a magnet and made of copper wire windings. So what, you're proposing that the copper wire burned in half and no longer has continuity? If so, it could be soldered back together. There's no reason to say that a motor is irreparable. There's black stuff here at the base of the motor. You see the blackness? Right here. Looks charred. No, it's still plugged in. What fun is working on things not plugged in? Mailbox, I'm an alpha male, okay? We like to take chances. We like to be tough. Not like you beta males that have to unplug everything first. Holy crap, dude. Wait, why'd it work and then stop again? I just switched it. What happened? I thought we're back in business. What now? Hi, Mr. Dimnos. I don't get it. Why'd it work for a while and then when I switch it off, it can't switch back on? I don't get that at all. I didn't break it. It just stopped working. It was really clogged with hair. I think that somehow caused the motor to overheat because it was working too hard and not moving. And the motor did let out enough heat to like char right here. You see this darkness? You can see it got burned at this motor mount area. Um so yeah, motor overheated. The question now I have would be, is power still getting to the motor? Can you repair the motor or replace it? Had nothing to do with the blades. Hair had gotten underneath the entire assembly and locked up everything. Normally I would have cleaned that out, but at one point I taped the assembly shut because it kept falling apart. And so I never opened it up anymore after that for years. And so the hair was able to slowly build until it clogged up the motor, um, or at least the head of the motor where it attaches to various things, and it prevented the turning. And then the motor quickly overheated. I just saw the motor turn just now though, since it wasn't working, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I had to give it a little turn by hand and then it started going on its own, which is kind of interesting. Thing is though, I don't really want this project right now, so I'm not willing to put in a whole lot of time. It needs to be added to the queue. I have a project queue a mile long. Just because this just happened doesn't mean this project is number one. I have projects way more pressing than this right now. So I don't even want to talk about it. I have a stressful workload at the moment. My tape mod did not break anything. My tape mod simply led me to do less cleaning. And over time, that caused issues. Okay, it's gotta be off. What? Three millivolts. Alright, switch it off. We'll test it again. Negative 100 volts. So off is on and on is off. I don't get the deal there. 117 volts? DC? Why? Is it so high? What in the crap kind of motor takes 117 volts DC? Thought it'd be like 12 volts. He's definitely getting power. It's on now. Alright, that's really good news. I just want to let it run. I do not want to shut it off again. So, I'm convinced hair is somehow locked in there. Just leaving it on might help. I want to maybe like squirt something on it while it's running, like some kind of lubricant that maybe would run into it. I'm not really sure. But it's on. It's running right now. No, it wasn't overheating. It's being jammed by a hair, a whisker hair. It's it's jammed in there. If it was an overheating issue, I mean it did overheat, but not enough to cause malfunction. And I guess I shut it off quick enough. So it's not an overheating issue preventing function. It only starts turning once you turn it by hand for a couple turns, which is weird as well. So it's running right now. I won't be needing any multimeter as long as it's running. So I'm just going to keep it running while I continue cleanup. I'm going to need a brush to clean with, I think. Seriously, this motor runs at 120 volts DC. Can't even fathom that. How is that possible? All the motors I'm used to run at like 6 volts. Or no. Well, 12 volts. 5 volts. 18 volts for a drill. That was the biggest I've seen. But to run at 117 volts? What the heck? Consistently, you've got to give it a twist to get it to run. I don't understand. What the heck, man? Oy. Why do you need to be twisted to run? Silly little thing. I mean, clearly the motor's not burned out. It works, but the motor's lacking power. It wants to get hung up very easily. So I don't know what that means. I mean, it might just need to be lubricated. A matter of like loss of functionality based on lack of lubrication or even not enough power getting to it, because maybe the traces are burned up or something, preventing electric from flowing as well. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not a simple fix.